Another type of business debt that's very difficult for businesses to deal with and quite frankly shocks them and they find to be unfair is workers' comp premium, insurance premium surcharges that often come even years after the year in which the premiums were paid. Typically what happens is insurance companies will do an audit of the premiums that they assessed, an audit of your company, and determine that you owe more money in premiums. And it shocks companies because it's based, they made quotes, they bid jobs, they did work based on the workers' comp rates that they were assessed. And now they have to pay more years later. And typically how that works is, when you get workers' comp, you tell them how many employees you have. You have to give the classification, the types of employees. Your premiums are determined by, again, all of those factors. How many employees, what type of work are they doing? You have independent contractors versus employees. So when you give them your payroll records, which they'll ask for, insurance company, and they'll do this assessment and determine that those people that you had identified as independent contractors are not in fact independent contractors, that they're in fact employees or should be identified as employees. And as you know, your employees will change in the course of your business, right? You may have 20 employees, seasonal, you may go up to 30 employees, and it may go back down to 15 employees. So they reconcile all of that and come up with a number, and then they want you to pay for it. And this is why I tell people, be careful when you're getting workers' comp quotes. The tendency is to try to get them cheap, to try to get them down lower. And there are some outfits that will give you the lower numbers, and then they'll assess you more later, so they're really not cheaper than the other option that you had. You want your workers' compensation rates to be accurate, because that's what you're basing your quotes for work on, and what you're evaluating your business on, and how you set your prices and fees, etc. So don't mess with your workers' comp rates. If you do get them and they do surcharge you and now they want more money for you, you can contest those. They don't always get it right. I remember we had a case, it was a large apartment complex, and our client would hire a painter to come in and paint an apartment when it was vacated. And that was an independent contractor. They wanted to classify that as an employee. We were successful, went to trial on that case, and the court ruled in our favor that that was not an employee, and therefore there was not workers' comp premiums due in that situation. But I would tell you, they're very difficult. The lawyers that bring these cases are very difficult. And the biggest problem with them, with contesting it, is the cost. Very expensive. There's a lot of minutia, a lot of detail per employee. What did they do? What was their payroll? So they can be cost prohibitive. Now, if you're assessed hundreds of thousands of dollars, it may make sense to spend tens of thousands of dollars for a lawyer. If you're assessed $10,000 or $20,000 and your legal fees are going to be that or more to fight it, then you might have to make another business decision. But how is it you want to resolve those? But workers' comp insurance premium surcharges, real problem area, a real shocking area for most businesses in terms of the amount that they're assessed years later. So when you're confronted with that, make sure you talk to a legal professional that's done those types of cases before and that can assist you in extracting yourself from it for the least pain possible. Pain being what you might pay to that insurance company, and as well as the fees that you're going to incur to eliminate that claim. Good luck.